a little bit about your story. I don't know, just some details, whatever you want to share, and then feel free to just dive into whatever you want to share with us. I'm so excited.
Sounds great. Hey, thanks for having me. Hi, team.
Yay.
You guys are amazing. I'm like flipping my screen here. We got a good crew tonight. There's like, what, 8 or 9 of us here? It only takes 8 or 9 people to become millionaires in this world, so that's incredible. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I will put in my headphones if I need to.
Yes, I can hear you. And if you're on, just make sure you're muted, because I can't mute you. Except for you, Leslie. Don't mute yourself.
Yeah, that would be awkward on the replay. Just saying. Well, hi, guys. Okay, so what is your team name, Laura?
We are Team Fully Fit.
Okay, that's what I thought, because I've seen your shirts, but I wasn't sure. So hi, Team Fully Fit. I am Leslie Burris. I want to just say thank you, first of all, to Laura for inviting me here. That's a huge honor. I'm in the trenches right along with you guys over in network marketing. And so when she contacted me earlier, last week, and asked me to talk to you guys, I was like, heck to the yeah, I love this. I love motivating and helping people launch their business and do better in their business, especially with network marketing. Laura knows I'm a huge heralder of network marketing. In fact, I just think it's an amazing business that can take people out of situations that they may never have gotten out of had they not run into network marketing. So it's my heartbeat. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. And I love Dan and Laura. They're incredible. And one of these days, Laura, I will be working out with all of you guys, and it will not be pretty, but I will be here and I will do it. So thanks again. I'm so excited. A little bit about me. I am currently in Denver, Colorado. I've been married for almost 8 years to my amazing husband, who is legitimately sitting right here scrolling Instagram and probably ready to correct me on any detail that I might miss tonight. So that's good news. We have a fun story. Him and I met on Twitter back in 2009, and we got married 47 days later. I love to share that little tidbit with people, especially those single folks who are at home welled up with tears looking for their husband. And I always tell them, like, seriously, you could be married next month. Dry it up, okay? It could happen really, really fast. We have 4 kids. Our oldest is 5, and the others are, we have 5, 3, 2, and 8 months. So we have a lot of kids, really a lot of kids. 5 and under. It's basically like running your own daycare. A couple of years ago, we were going through a really difficult marital season, and I was pregnant at the time with my 3rd child. And at that time, because of our marital situation, it was really, really bad. My emotions were out of control. We were just going through a really dark season. And a friend of mine whom I met through an acquaintance, no, not even an acquaintance, we had a mutual friend. We got to meet a few years ago, and she had a similar marital season that I did. And so her and I kind of connected on that level a couple years ago. And she was telling me, she was like, hey, I use essential oils on my special needs kiddo for her emotions. And we've just seen such great results. And I thought, sign me up. I'm pregnant with my 3rd child, and I wasn't excited about going to the doctor and getting on anything that would change my, my brain. I'm not against modern day medicine. I think it's wonderful. It's just in the event of breastfeeding and going through all that like postpartum stuff, I didn't want to add to the mix of that. And so essential oils, they didn't have any side effects, right? So you use the oil, and it works, and then you don't have to exchange one symptom for another, right? So I was like, yes, I'm all in. I got the starter kit. I don't know if you guys have that, like starter pack, whatever. Our company, I work with Young Living. Our company doesn't have like a business package versus customer package. It's all one package. And so I didn't know that at the time. Actually, I just purchased the kit. I started using my oils, and I was a customer for about a year. But fast forward through that year, we had this like referral program where if you enroll somebody for the same kit that I got, I would get $50 worth of free product. And so I was on the monthly auto ship. loved my oils, and I would just like enroll people occasionally as I was placing those orders. And so fast forward to Christmas of 2016, my husband took a massive pay cut, a $20,000 pay cut, actually. It was about $1,200 a month that came out of our pocket that we no longer had in our budget. It was huge. That wasn't just cutting your cable bill. That wasn't cutting things. That was like cutting everything. I mean, we really just weren't going to make it on that. And so my same friend that hooked me up with the oily kit, she was like, hey, just so you know, you can run this as a business. And she showed me the compensation plan. And I was like, I'm sorry, does that say month? Does that say month, like per month? And I was like, yes, tell me what I need to do. And so she put me on the on-ramp, and I got to do, we didn't do a lot of Zoom calls like this. This is kind of a new thing for my team, and they're mostly on Facebook, but we started, just hanging out as a team, and they were all doing the same thing that I was doing. Most of them were cross lines. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it was people that wouldn't make any money off me, and I wouldn't make any money off them. We were just doing the same thing. And so we locked arms and started doing this as a business. And in my first year of running it as a business, I enrolled 55 people, personally sponsored. Now I think, how many builders do we have? We have I feel like we have 12 people who are doing the same thing as me, which is huge. I mean, out of 55 enrollments, right? Finding others. They aren't all on my personally sponsored, but our friends sponsored their friends and who sponsored their friends, which is network marketing. That's the beauty of it, is that once you put in the hard work for a while, it starts to grow and compound over time. And so now it's become quite a business for us. We've replaced what my husband lost back in that Christmas time, and now our next goal is to bring him home. Laura and I actually connected on Instagram. I feel like I was following a doTERRA girl that you're friends with. I think you might get your oils from her. Was it the Nesting Gypsy? I don't even know. But I came across, no, it's not. That's not her sister. That's not your sister. Is it? Wait a second. Everybody's nodding their head yes. How did I not know it? Okay, you have to unmute yourself.
Yes, that's her sister.
It is?
I've known him for a long time.
That's so funny. You didn't know that was my sister?
I did not know that.
She just talked to us.
Burris is just sitting here like, duh, they look alike. And
that's so funny.
That is hilarious. Okay, well, you guys already knew that.
Everyone usually follows her, and then they start to follow us.
So that's exactly what happened. So they actually live close by me, right? Are they in Colorado?
Stationary? They used to be. Yeah, not anymore.
Okay. Well, that's how I met Laura, was through Instagram, through who is now that I know, is her sister. And so I tell you that because we have a dream to get my husband home, get in an RV ourselves. We'd love to do the perimeter of the United States as a family, and then probably own a home in South Florida during the months where it's gorgeous in the winter, and then have a second home up in my hometown of Michigan. So that's a little bit of backstory on what we've got going on over here. We plan to go all the way. We are so excited. And you guys, as a team, as Team Fully Fit, I know that you have some kind of desire on your heart to make this a lucrative business for yourself. And I'm telling you, if you stick with it and you be as consistent as your leader, Laura and Dan, I mean, you guys are probably the most consistent people I watch on social media. It is magnetic. It's contagious. You guys have great, great, great leadership. If you roll with them, you guys are going to be really successful. But tonight I want to talk to you about personal branding. This is something that we're going through right now. On my team, it's something I'm really passionate about. And I don't know if anybody here, if you want to raise your hand, how would you like to be a person out in the world, either on social media or off, and have people come to you to start a business with you? Would anybody like to do that? Seriously, where they come and knock on your door instead of you going around and being the guy that knocks on their door and says, hey, would you like to try a little opportunity? Well, personal branding is one aspect of doing that for your business. It's something that we've personally seen grow in our business. And I'm going to start by talking to you first about vision for your personal brand. And then I'm going to talk to you about a couple things in between. And at the end, I'm going to end with a couple tools that I want to give you guys that have been really helpful for me and my team. Something to consider and think about. You guys can do with it whatever you want. And then at the end, if you want to have like a Q&A, if we have a couple minutes left over, I'd be happy to answer any questions if I left anything out or anything like that. So I'm going to grab my notes real quick and a big old drink of water. Okay, so the first thing is first, when it comes to personal branding, the truth of the matter is where you have a vision for yourself, you will flourish. Meaning when you wake up and you are on purpose and you are in your personal brand, you have decided, you have a vision for the way that you see yourself in your business, and it is presenting yourself as that vision that you see yourself. And so one of the really important things when it comes to especially network marketing is that you tell yourself a really great story. I tell my team this all the time, is if I take my glasses and let's pretend my glasses say, nobody wants to do Beachbody. Nobody wants to do this as a business with me. It's just too expensive. Nobody's really interested. What happens is when you put those glasses on, your brain is instantly going to look for, I'm going to go to another screen so I can see some new faces. Your brain is instantly going to go for evidence to back that up. So the first thing when it comes to vision is casting a good one, putting on glasses every day that says, there is somebody who is ready to get fit today and change their life for the better. There are people out there whose families are ready to do this as a business. And I know that to be true because I am one of them. Okay, there are people like you waking up tomorrow who are just waiting to meet you. And I want you to put those lenses on every single day because that's like the first ingredient in personal branding is telling yourself the story, putting on the vision of there are people who are ready to do this with you as a business, because the truth is, there is. Okay, you are not here tonight by accident. You did not just stumble into this business. This was a business that was gifted to you, and it is your duty and delight to gift it to other people. And so get that vision in your head and choose to put on those glasses every single day. It will be pivotal for your business. I also want to talk about when it comes to personal branding and why you want to do it. You want to do this. You want to personally brand yourself because you want to be, at the end of the day, proud of the business that you're in. Okay, it's good to be proud of your company. It's good to see their values. It's good to get to know why the founders did what they did. However, people are not buying Beachbody when they sign up with you. They are buying you. Okay, because the truth of the matter is, I know a lot about, well, I don't know a lot about it, but I know where to get Shakeology. I know where to go to find out where the P90X stuff is. Like I'm not even really familiar with your company or your comp plan or anything like that. But the truth of the matter is, I'm so familiar because I've seen so many people join on that bandwagon. I now, as the customer, get the opportunity to choose whichever distributor I want. So you want to be ready to be that distributor that people want to enroll with. That's huge, right? At the end of the day, we all want successful businesses. Hold on a second. I do not understand. You guys, like, these are my notes. This is chaos right here. Nobody could read that. Another reason you want to personally brand yourself is that you want to build trust with others, right? You want to be the person who, again, I watch Laura and Dan all the time. Like, they show up on my feed. They are consistent. They show up every night. They do a video. They talk to you about something that is just super profound. I can usually count on their little boy laughing and giggling and playing, and it's a good time. But they're so consistent that I know, like, the Dan and Laura show is coming on at 7:30 or 7 o'clock my time, and that's super, super great. What that does is that tells me as a customer that that person is in this for the long haul. They are showing up, right? I haven't even met Laura face to face yet, but I trust her. I would go hop in my RV and meet her at a park and hang out with her for a week and let her kick my butt at P90X. I mean, and I've never even met her in person. So, but I just want you to see, like, one of the reasons you want to personally brand yourself is so that people trust you, and they will instantly think of your face and your life when they are ready, and you will be ready for them to join you and your company and your team and to get started with your business today. So that's why we want to personally brand. So what am I talking about when I say personally brand? What does it look like? What are the nuts and bolts? It's a really good question. And one of the things that I teach my people, I do most of my business on social media. So this might be geared more towards social media. I do personally recruit out in public. When I'm at the gym, I sit in the cafe and work. I don't work out. My kids go there. And Lifetime Fitness is amazing. Short little plug. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard of it, but they watch your kids for 2 hours a day. That's 52 hours a month, you guys, for $150 a month daycare. That's not dumb. That's leverage. But I go there and I hang out and I talk to people in person. I'm the same person that I am in person as I would be on social media. But branding yourself, let's be honest, I don't know if you guys are in the stage of little kids and being home, you're doing most of your work on social media. You want to put yourself out there and brand yourself in such a way where people are going to not only think of you, they're going to trust you, and they're going to seek after what you're doing. They're going to be so curious about your life that they're going to, and I have like 6 or 7 people where I pull up my Instagram and I go find their name and I click on it and I see what they've posted. Now that is magnetic, and that is the kind of, that you can do that. Like, you can build that platform for yourself if you do some of the things that I'm talking about here tonight. One of the things on social media and branding yourself, one of the first things that I highly recommend you do, and I've been going through this with my team, is to choose 10 words that you would like to see your brand to look like. And that was a little bit Yoda. Here's the deal. You get to choose your vision, how you picture yourself as a business person, as a wife, as a mother, as a Christian, whatever you are. You paint that vision for yourself. And so I want you to take the time to sit and come up with 10 words that will create consistency and will give you just this kind of like grounding in your posting on social media. It will give you purpose. It will give you a filter. It'll keep people, they will know what you're going to post, even though they don't know what you're going to post, because they know that it's going to be tied to one of these 10 words, right? I'll give you an example. I'll share with you a few of mine. Some of my personal branding words that I picked for myself. Of course, I can't find it in my handy dandy notebook here. Oh my gosh, I just said handy dandy notebook. Blue's Clues, guys. I run a preschool over here. It happens. Yeah. Someone got a letter. You're welcome. Won't be here all night. Okay, so here are some of my personal branding words. I have them right in my journal. I know you guys are journal people because you're growing people. The good news is, this is like a side little nugget. I love what you guys are doing. I actually go out and look for people who are at the gym, because people who are at the gym are some of the most magnetic, happy, upbeat people, because they change their state. They're willing to grow. They're willing, like, you guys, easy all day. A lot of the times the customers that I get are like, just death warmed over sometimes. Like, give me an oil. I'm so sad. You guys, this is incredible. Anyway, so some of my words are curious. Curious is one of my branding words. I like to find facts. So I will ask a lot of questions on social media. People know that I'm going to ask them to help me answer questions, right? I'm also resourceful. I'm the girl that will pull out pizza dough from the fridge and not have a rolling pin, and I'll use a bottle of wine as my rolling pin. And I'll post something like that on social media. I'm just resourceful. I love doing that kind of stuff. Or I like teaching people things on social media. I'm funny, or at least sometimes I think I'm funny. I'm courageous. That's one of my words. Hopeful. I love to stir hope. I'm the girl that's annoyingly hopeful. Okay. smart and aware. Those are some of my branding words, but I highly recommend you sit down, take the time to write down 10 words and brand yourself. And then ask yourself with everything that you post on social media, or the way that you present yourself to new clients, that you are presenting one of those 10 words. It's going to give you a filter. It's going to give you it's going to sharpen that consistency for you. Okay. And reap some really big rewards. Content. This is a huge one for me. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but what happens when you get involved with multi-level marketing is you attract a lot of multi-level marketing friends, right? And you're all in the same Facebook feed. So what happens when your company puts out a sale? Everybody posts about the sale, right? Oh, you can sign up today and you can do this and you can get this shake and you can get the bottle and you can get this, and everybody's buzzing, right? Okay, so this is really huge, and I teach my team members this. Be the person who doesn't market your company. I know that's going to sound really like that doesn't even make sense, but here's the thing. Beachbody, P90X, Shakeology, they spend millions of dollars branding their product. They take special photos, they do stock photos. I mean, at least for our company, they take all the time. They have a whole Flickr account available for me of all this stuff. So if I go out there and I start branding and start taking pictures of bottles of oils and things like that, I am reinventing the wheel, because Young Living has already done that for me, right? So this is what I like to tell my team. Instead of taking pictures of, like, oh, I got my Shakeology, or hey, I got my oil, and I'm like holding up the bottle and I'm like kissing the bottle, and people are so like just flinging by it. That's the truth. They're just flinging by it, because the truth of the matter is they get sold to all day long. However, when you decide to brand yourself and you tell a story about what's happening in your day, people read that, they look at your picture. Maybe your picture doesn't even have a picture of you working out. Maybe it doesn't even have a picture of you with your shake or your meal or whatever. And I'm not even saying those things are bad in and of themselves. I'm just saying I get more likes on pictures of my baby where I sneak in a little nugget about my oils and how great they slept. And can I tell you, that gets more traction on social media than any bottle of lavender I could ever post, okay? Most people are just gonna fling right by the product posts. And so I tell my people this, when it comes to branding yourself and putting yourself out there on social media, be true to your brand and who you are. 1 out of every 5 posts, post about your business. 1 out of every 5. Try to be consistent. That's not like a hard and fast law, you guys, but I've just noticed that people are never mad at me for talking about oils, as long as I'm talking about other things besides them, right? They want to know that I'm a human being. If it would be weird if my husband, who is still in the locating business, if he only posted social media things about his work all day, I'd be like, do you do anything else besides locate and put flags in the ground? That's annoying. Okay, so I get it. That's like the network marketing trap. And it's so easy because you're excited. Okay. There is like the level of excitement, especially when you get a new enrollment and they're coming out of the closet and they're saying, I'm a new distributor and I'm working and I'm going to be a coach. You do want to put that out there more often at the beginning, because you want people to know you're doing this as a business. There is a launch season. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be a launch season. However, what I am saying is that when you are consistent and you stay true to your brand and you share your life with people on all levels, and realize that sometimes you're going to meet people who you are there to connect with something or someone else, not just your product and your company. And what that does is that builds so much trust, because you are, 1, you have integrity to your personal brand. And 2, you've built trust with your people, and they know that you're just so approachable. And what happens is they saw your little shaker bottle, they know. And guess what? Every January, you're going to come to their mind, especially if you've stuck with it. They're going to be like, yes, it's time to change my body. It's swimsuit season. I don't even know. It's tax season. People are looking for, I don't know. But they're going to think of you, and they're going to trust you, and they're going to seek you out. I get more messages today than I ever did when I was just posting pictures about my product. Okay. I get way more inquiries about doing this as a business because I don't make it weird, right? Because I'm not weird. Like I didn't just like, hey, I'm a network marketer. Now I'm going to be weird. It's like, no, this is a part of my life. This is a very lucrative business. You guys, some of you sitting here, your lives are going to be unrecognizable in a couple years. If you consistently do what you're doing and add a little bit of this personal branding to it, I promise you, you're going to have so much success. You're not even going to be like, this is like, I don't even recognize myself. Okay. Another thing, we talked about consistency. Okay, so being consistent is really important. You guys are super good at this because you're consistent and you're working out, you're eating healthy, you're changing your lifestyle. We all know consistency isn't sexy, but when you're consistent out there in your social media posts and you've stayed true to your brand, this is not, okay, sidebar, this is not something that is going to change for you overnight. That's the unsexy part about consistency, right? Once you pick your 10 words, you're going to have to ride those 10 words out for maybe the next 3, 4, 6 months. I don't know how long that's going to be for you. It took me kind of a while because for one, you have to let 24 hours a day go for a little while. You can't just be like, hey, my whole business changed overnight. Got to give it some time to work it, but be consistent. Stick to the process and you will definitely see the fruit of your labor if you take this and run with it. Okay. Let's see, how else are you going to stay true to your brand? By caring for others. Make sure you pick words that are not negative. Okay. That means pick words that are positive. I would like to interject just a little bit of love. I'm going to say hashtag say hard things with love. Okay. Nobody is going to be really excited to sign up with somebody who's steeped in negativity or politics or in like guys, you're going to have to back up from the mess. If you're rebranding yourself, if you're being true to your personal brand, you're going to have to pull away from that. People are not enrolling and changing lives with people who are negative. I can't imagine that there's anybody here who is negative because you're on Laura's team, but just in case you needed a little affirmation, what you post out there is out there forever, and what you say matters. It either is magnetic or it's repellent. Does that make sense? Just like nod, yes, no, okay. This is the bummer. Like, I love Zoom, but everybody's so quiet. I get it. It's fine. So connecting with others, caring for others, again, taking that personal brand and just saying, hey, am I responding to through one of my 10 words right now? How can I respond to a teammate conflict, or how can I respond to any kind of problem that's taking place, and how can I stay true to my brand, so that way no matter what happens to me, I am going to respond through one of those 10 things. So that like caring for others, being consistent, connecting with people, super important. And you know what? It's not that hard. It takes a little work on the front end to come up with your 10 words. That's probably going to be the hardest part. But I promise you, when you start getting out there and you're being consistent to your personal brand, you will see that it actually produces so much freedom in your business because you know what not to post out there. You're like, oh, nope, that's not true to my brand. Oh, nope, that's not true to my brand. Like you just like, oh yeah, this makes sense. I'm going to post this. Or you go out looking for things that support your personal brand. And all of a sudden you have content flowing through you, and you have more interaction on social media and in real life with your friends. People are drawn to that, and they're going to say, hey, what do you do for a living? And you say, hi, I'm a coach for Beachbody and I'm amazing. And people are going to be like, yes, that's so funny you say that. That's the third Beachbody coach I've met in a long time, but I've really connected with you. I think I'm going to enroll with you, and I think I want to do this as a business because you put on your glasses today that said, everybody wants to change, everybody wants to get healthy, and everybody wants to start a business with me because my personal brand rocks. I'm here for people. I care for people. I'm here to serve, love, and change lives. And I'm going to make a crap ton of money in the process doing it, because that is the beauty of what we do, right? Oh, it's going to set so many people financially free, and there's so many people looking for that. Okay. Let's see. connecting them. Okay, so this is it. This is the end of the night, or end of my little spiel. And now I'm going to point you to some tools that I like to use for my team. A book that I highly recommend that was actually written by a colleague of mine who wrote a book called Getting Noticed. This is a book on social media. Getting Noticed. That's by Lindsay Teague Marino. You can follow her on social media as well, but she has a book that is specifically out there for posting content on social media, how to do it, the best times and things like that, but also staying true to your personal brand and helping. She's a network marketer. She's one of the top income earners in our company, and she is like ridiculously smart and built her entire business on social media, which is crazy cool. And what's cool is like, as you guys as coaches now, you can do Facebook Live, like working out. It's awesome. So cool. So that's one book I recommend. Of your branding words, I highly recommend you sit down, you engage with that, you pick 10 that you're comfortable and confident in, and just know that like if you don't like one, you're just like, I'm not comfortable, you can go to thesaurus.com. Okay, type in the word you think you want to use, and they'll come up with a whole bunch of supporting words. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know what does this mean? Like, talk to me like I'm 4. And then I go to thesaurus.com and it fixes all my troubles. Like, I like her. What does I like her? What are words that mean like? I legitimately do that. That's like a writer's dream. Okay, so pick your 10 words, check out that book, and then here's a podcast I highly recommend, and I would love if you guys did this as a team. Have you guys ever heard of Donald Miller, Story Brand Marketing? He is incredible. He has a podcast. It's completely free. There's unbelievable content over there, you guys. Spend 30 to 40 minutes while you're doing your dishes or folding your laundry or whatever you're doing, you're rolling university, going down the road, plug in Donald Miller. It's called The Story Brand. I think it's just called The Story Brand. I feel like I'm missing a word in there though. I wanted to say The Story Brand Bible, but I know that's not what it is, because that's not even close to what it is. The Story Brand Marketing podcast or something, but it's fantastic. He's the author of Blue Like Jazz. He has built an entire company. So this is what he does. He goes to people's websites and he decides in 5 seconds what that company does. And if he can't tell in 5 seconds what you offer, what you can do, and how your product is going to change their life, he's like out of there. So he helps restructure people's businesses, tweak a couple little things so that people know exactly what you're coming for, what you're out there, like what you have to put out there, and in a non-confusing way. He takes your complex message and makes it so simple that anybody can see what you're doing and hop on board. I would say one little nugget before I open up a little Q&A, if you guys have questions, is that one of the biggest gifts that someone ever gave me when it came to network marketing is this. We hang around each other and our company like 24/7, right? We are just in it. We know the promos, we know the proteins and how they break down and all the complexities of what it does to our body and how it makes us woo. The best thing that you can do for your customers and for yourself is to take all that delicious knowledge that you know about your company and lay it down. And like if you were on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like, I'm 4 years old, how does this work for my body? Compared to 10, I am so involved in my company. I could tell you all the CEOs, how it got started, where the plants come from, like everything. People are just, they're not interested in burning that many calories. But if you go to them and say, this shake, I have so much energy today, and I don't normally get that from my coffee. Done. You've made it a 1. You've made it so easy for them to be like, I need to try that shake because it does this. But when you come up and you say, this protein breaks down and does this, like, it's just like, you lost them. You got to make it so easy for them. And that's the same with the Story Brand Marketing podcast. The things you're going to learn over there are similar to that, making it so simple, making your brand so personal, so unique, because you are unique. You have gifts and talents that other people don't have. You've grown up in situations that nobody else has. You have little interests. How do you say that? You're intricate insides, whatever. Your story is so intricate. You're going to draw a crowd that's specific to your story, and that is so beautiful. So when you personally brand yourself, you're staying true to yourself, and you know exactly who you're going to be bringing in, and you're also going to do it in such an authentic way that people will want to knock on your door and say, how do I get started? How do I get started? And that is the best, right? When people just knock on your door and say, hey, I know you're the coach girl, and I need some coaching. And you're the first person that comes to their mind. That is amazing. Yay. Okay, so now if you have questions, I am here. I don't know if you guys usually do Q&A. How are we doing on time? I think that's been like 45 minutes. If you count the first 10, that doesn't count. First 10 doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
You're like, how long should I go? I was like, I don't know. I could go for a long time, you guys. My poor team, pray for them.
Whatever. It's all very good stuff, and I'm sure they love it.
Yeah, well, they're all like, listen, Leslie, can you just
gotta
tone
go
it down just a little bit?
Does anybody have any questions, comments?
No, I got action. I want to go.
Just like, and now I'm going to go to my social media. Some of the tools that we like to use too. I think you guys are already using WordSwag, right? You guys already use WordSwag, but PicTapGo is a really good picture editing tool that we use as well. I know that's more like social media stuff, but the pictures and content you put out there that tell your story, that draw people in, like that's what they see. So being mindful of that and editing your stuff is good too.
I posted, it was a long time ago. I did this worksheet called the Great I Am worksheet, and it was by Alexandra Franzen. And she is awesome at kind of helping you figure out who you are and what you stand for. And so I will upload this. Leslie, I'll send it to you too, because I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
It basically on the front cover, it says, declare who you are and why your work matters. Only one rule, don't overthink it. And so this worksheet is designed to be completed fast, like really, really, really fast. So you literally sit down and give yourself like 2 minutes to think through these questions that she asks you. And it's super simple. There's maybe like 10 questions. But it helped me so much because you break it out into little pieces and then you put it all back together. So you're basically creating your own little story, and it was really, really helpful. So I loved how you talked about those 10 words, because that is so helpful. And I've done that, not with 10 words, but like 5 or 6. But I think it is super helpful to do that if you haven't done it yet. And I can totally attest to having people come to us and say, you know, I have been approached by 3 to 4 other coaches, but I'm gonna sign up with you because I trust you. And I think you're right. It's all about that consistency. And when you show up every single day, people learn to expect that, and they learn to trust you. So all of what you said is so true, and it enriches all of your relationships too. It just makes them so great.
As much as people act like they don't want to connect, people really do want to connect. They really, really, really do. And the more that you're willing to connect with yourself and to be true to your authentic self, the better. Here's another book I want to recommend real quick. It's called Mach 2, M-A-C-H 2. Have you read that book?
Is that Mach 2 with your hair on fire? With your hair on fire. Yes, I have that. It's so good. It's so good.
That's the author's house I went to in Hawaii for a week.
What? No way.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. A little nugget for you is when you're coming up with your 10 words, I know sometimes when you write down a word and you're like, I want to be this, but I don't feel like I am. I want you to sit with that for a minute and ask yourself, why don't I feel that way? Why don't I see myself that way? And I'm a person of faith. I don't know if you guys are people of faith, but you can just sit and just ask the question, like, what story have I been telling myself that is the opposite of what I really want to be? And, more times than not, I can go back to even my childhood. One of my earliest memories was that I stuck my thumb, the thumb that I used to suck, in the bottom of our Weber charcoal grill. My dad had just grilled like a ton of food. That charcoal ash that collects down in the dustpan underneath it? Well, I was out there as a 3-year-old out there playing in the yard, and I was like, look at that little magical dust. And I stuck my thumb in it, and I burnt the mess out of my thumb super bad. And I don't know what was going on with my dad, but he was mad. I think he was really annoyed. I have 3-year-olds, so I imagine he was just annoyed, that I did that, and who knows what was happening. But because of that moment, because the way that I interacted with my dad, I made this agreement that I was stupid, that I should have known better. Okay. And so once you make that agreement, what happens is, just like I told you at the beginning with the lenses that you put on, when you decide from a little kid, I should have known better, or I should have known anything. What you start looking for is supporting evidence that you don't know what you're doing. And all of a sudden you're just negative. And so what the truth is one of my branding words. I'm curious. That's what I was doing as a 3-year-old, right? I wasn't dumb at all. I was super curious, but it's engage with those words, decide the words that you really gravitate towards, but maybe you're just like, I just don't like that. I want to be that, but I'm not. And just sit and ask yourself, why don't I feel that way? And start to go through some memories and change the story. Now, I'm not dumb at all. I'm curious, and that's powerful, right? So choose some powerful words, and don't be afraid to engage and ask yourself the questions why you don't have positive words for yourself. There can be a lot of healing in that when you change your story.
Yes, so true. And shy, and that was my story for years and years, up until I was probably close to 25, 27. And
yeah.
I don't know if it was, I think joining Beachbody has totally helped that. It was a little bit before that, that I started to change that story, but Beachbody has just now one of my big things is just be bold, be brave, be courageous, because that's completely the opposite. And so it totally is your childhood and what you grew up with and what the story that you tell yourself in your head. Yes, you can reverse that.
It's as simple as you deciding to reverse it too. That's the beauty of Mach 2 with Your Hair on Fire. Super good book. It's one of the most easiest psychology story changing books. It could be very, very catalytic for your business. Truly. Yeah,
it's really good. If anyone wants to borrow it, I will send it to you. I want it back, but I'll lend it to you.
Are you that person? Are you that person who sits there and you're like, I never got my book back? It's been a year.
No, I'm not actually.
Remind me never to borrow a book from Laura. I could not handle that pressure.
Honestly, I don't even know what happened to half my books. But that is one that is so good that I would want it.
Yeah. You guys, just buy your own. Don't ask her for hers. Just
don't borrow mine. Anybody else have anything they want to share or anything at all? Otherwise, we will let you go and get back to your evening.
Thank you.
Anybody?
Anybody? Do.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So this kind of goes with what Leslie was just talking about her trying to rearrange her story. Before I started all of this and before Amber reached out to me, I had picked up this book right here. It's called You're Already Amazing by Holly Girth. I too am a woman of faith, and I had this pivotal point before Amber reached out to me and everything, and I had asked God why I decided I hated myself so much. Mm-hmm. And he led me to this book, and I continued to read that. And then after I became a coach, I finished it. And there's some really good insights about how you see yourself and how God sees you, and it goes into perfectionism and how to let that go. One of the things that I found really cool is there's this exercise in there where you pick 3 positive words and 3 negative words from a list, and you go through and you say, in my household, it was okay to feel. And then you pick those 3 positive words and 3 negative words. And then you also go through and do, in my household, it was not okay to feel. And it was 3 positive words and 3 negative words. And I had this eye-opening moment that all of the things that were okay to feel were okay in my mom's house. But all the things that were not okay to feel were in my dad's house. Wow. So it just I just wanted to throw that in there, because what Leslie was saying about that book, and that also is something that you could utilize if you wanted to add that on to your
yeah, it's called You're So Amazing. Is that what you said?
You're already amazing.
You're already amazing. I'm writing that down for myself.
Cool. There you go.
Thank you very much, Angela. You're already amazing.
You're welcome.
Hey, you're amazing for sharing that.
I cannot give enough praise about that book. It literally catapulted. It was a catalyst for starting the rest of my life. So
awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people on this call tonight. Jeez, this is amazing. I'm flipping through the screen now.
Do we need to try to do a group shot?
Yeah, if you want to, go for it. I can't do it from my phone, but
yeah, I'll get it. Hold on.
You'll be better.
Make sure I'm picking my nose. Our speaker tonight picked her nose.
I offered, and I look like a hot mess, but All right, everybody, smile. Done.
Yay! That's cool. I didn't know you could do that. So
yeah,
cool.
we don't usually take a screenshot of it. Yeah. Yep. Just yeah. Well, thank you so much, Leslie. This was very, very great, and I think it will really help people just differentiate themselves from other coaches, because we are all so unique, and we all have our own stories to share. And oh, sorry, my screen just froze. And the world needs to hear what we have to offer. So
that's so true.
Thank you.
So true. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so welcome, you guys. It's just, posting good stuff and being your true authentic self is so profitable for not only your business, but for you. You want people to come and buy from you. So think about that when you're copying and pasting or doing the thing that everybody else is doing. Just remember, you're different. You're a different network marketer, and you can be very successful being different.
Yes. So true. Well, thank you again, and thanks for jumping on, everybody. Sorry for the delay at the beginning. We're leaving on Saturday, so hopefully our Wi-Fi will be better next week. We'll see.
First world is
right, exactly.
Yeah, my husband doesn't feel sorry for you guys, because you guys are living our dream life. So he's like, whatever.
I know.
Or we'll just internet problems.
I'll just be a better planner. I'll drive somewhere.
You're good. Thanks for having me, you guys. I so appreciate it. If you guys, if you want to be friends on Facebook or whatever, hit me up for a friend request too. I'm so happy to have other people in my life who have other products.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes. Yeah. See you guys.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Okay.